This is Joe, aka Slightly Floating. Welcome back to my channel. If you are tuning in here today for the first time, it's very nice to meet you. I'm an independent artist and illustrator, and I just like making videos because it's fun. So, yeah, I hope everybody's doing okay out there, staying alive in 2025. I know it's been a couple of weeks since my last upload. I've just been super tired, if I can be so for real with you guys. For those of you that might not know, I work in pest control, and this time of year is like our equivalent of what retail workers deal with during Christmas. So basically just seasonal hell right now. The bugs, the birds, the wildlife, the bees, the wasps, the ants, the roaches, everything is coming out, and people are not happy. People are not happy about that. People are like, nature is happening, and I am pissed. This is unacceptable. So, that's basically what I get to hear every day. But, I'm trying not to stress too much, even though I have been stressing a little bit. I just really need to try to keep pushing because I have another event coming up. I actually got reached out to for the first time in a really long time. I got asked to vend at a local bar here in town that does like a goth music night once a month. So that's really cool. They usually do like once a month it's like a dance night with a DJ, special drinks, and yeah, it's a grand old time. I'm not a huge drinker myself, but I've been to the event myself quite a few times just because they play a lot of music that I like, and I have friends that go there. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to make a good impression, and every time I do an event, I usually like to include at least one or two new items that I haven't had before, just to keep things interesting. Keep people coming back to my table if they've seen me somewhere else around town. So this time lapse you're watching me do today is a print that I just finished that I want to sell at the event. It's kind of a sister piece to this other drawing I did in 2019, I think. This one right here, this was inspired by the song Colossal by the artist Trust. And this new one here I made is inspired by the song Sun Eater by the band LORNASHORE. I chose this song because I've just been listening to LORNASHORE a lot lately, number one, but number two, it's also a song about like chasing your ambitions, and I feel that I've really been trying to hunker down on doing that for myself lately with goals that I want to reach this year. You can see how this guy's like fire wing things are kind of like engulfing him, and how huge he is compared to the sun. It's supposed to be kind of like an analogy for how somebody's own ambitions can consume them while they're chasing after something, which I also personally struggle a lot with, burning myself out. So I feel like that also kind of fits the vibe as well. I think this came out really nicely, actually, as a continuation of those same kinds of themes that I like to make art around, like human anatomy, space, big, weird, cosmic stuff. I don't know. This is the kind of things that I like to draw. I really like incorporating space and galaxies and stuff with, the human body. It's kind of like my way of saying, like, you're like being one with the universe. And I'm putting a zine together that's going to consist of similar themes that go along with that too. So that's going to be really fun. I'm going to be making a video about that as well. But I actually have a clear plan of how I'm going to come up with all of the art pieces for the zine. So I'm really excited to start filming that soon. A lot of my art is heavily inspired by music. I'm such a huge music lover. And music inspires a lot of the imagery and themes and stuff in my art. I really like eclectic music genres, like stuff that's kind of weird, stuff that's kind of out there. But I wouldn't say I listen to everything. I definitely would not be one of those types of people that's like, oh yeah, I listen to everything. Like, no, I definitely don't. I do listen to a lot of different kinds of music. Like when I was younger, like in the early 2000s, 2010s-ish, I was super into like the whole industrial, agro-tech, cyber-goth kind of scene. So I used to listen to a lot of like industrial music and dark wave and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of that music has not aged well. I'd say it's kind of evolved since then. A lot of artists that I like these days that I guess you could kind of put in the industrial category would be artists like Health or Three Teeth, but it's not something I listen to a whole lot anymore. I used to be super into rave music too. I used to listen to a lot of happy hardcore and gabber and hardstyle and jump style, all the style, drum and bass. I still listen to drum and bass. And then, you know, the more like internet kind of genres of music, like witch house and vaporwave and funk. I like stuff like that too. But I'm also a huge metalhead, and I've really been digging the metal lately. I feel like my metalhead streak has been stronger than ever. This has been like a particularly good year for metal music, in my opinion. Like, I'm really after the heavy stuff lately. Like, the more brutal, the better. The last time I was listening to stuff like death metal, deathcore, slam metal, hardcore, new metal, anything like that was like back when Alex Kohler was still in Chelsea Grin. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, that's a very long time. That's a very long heckin' time. But the new money deathcore out there these days, it's kind of blowing my mind a little. Signs of the Swarm, I probably have to give the most credit to for getting me back into the genre. I fell in love with Amongst the Low and Empty last year, and I've been kind of sucked in ever since. I actually went and saw Signs of the Swarm back in March with Shadow of Intent and Disembodied Tyrant and Chelsea Grin, and it was so killer. Then I also saw Whitechapel last month with Brand of Sacrifice and Alluvial. That was also sick. And then just last week, I saw Static X with Dope. Not in the same genre, but I'll be real. I'm not even like a huge fan of Dope, really. Like, they're not one of my favorite new metal bands at all. But he did a really good job playing 2 sets back to back, because he's also the dude for Static X too. You know, he like Under the Mask. But they were doing great. Yeah, like they were blowing bubbles up in that bitch. They had a huge puppet thing, and it was cool. It was a cool experience. Not everyone's super on board with the Project Regeneration stuff, but I like a little bit of it. I'm personally kind of more of like an old school fan, of course, like R.I.P. Wayne, but they played a lot of songs from Wisconsin Death Trip, and I really appreciated that. I'm actually going back to see Signs of the Swarm in October, and I'm actually seeing LORNASHORE in October too, so I'm really stoked for that. I do have to find some shows to kind of fill in the time between now and then. I thought it would be really fun to try and do 1 show a month if I'm able to. You know, if I can afford it and if I can go, you know, if work doesn't interfere or anything like that, then yeah, I mean, why not try and make that happen? I think that would be fun. I just want to be out there doing more fun things. I don't know what has come over me because I've never been this way, but I think I'm more extroverted now than I ever have been in my life. And I can't figure out what it is. I don't know if it's just because I wish I could find more people that like the kind of music that I like, and when I go out to concerts, that's pretty much the only time I ever see anybody that's interested in, you know, types of music that I like to listen to. So yeah, I don't know, it's just nice to get out there and meet new peeps and have something fun to do so it doesn't feel like I'm just spinning the wheels all the time. And I don't know, it couldn't have anything to do with the fact that I was basically unable to walk and had no money for the last 2 years. No, that couldn't possibly have anything to do with it at all. Kidding aside, it's really cool actually that 2 years ago my hypermobility was causing me so many knee problems that I dislocated my knee and I basically couldn't walk for like almost 6 months, and then I had to do physical therapy for like 6 months after that, and I was really limited in my mobility. And now I can actually stand at a concert for like 4 hours and be okay. So maybe, I don't know, I'm just trying to take advantage of that now that I can actually do that again. When I think about it, really, I guess that's the same reason why I'm getting back into vending too, is because it's just nice to participate in an event where I can be around other creative people. I feel like my body and my soul just really needs that. And if I had it my way, I probably would just be around artists and musicians 24/7. But, I gotta live in the real world. And, that all sounds like maybe something I could do someday, but for now, I am really happy that I am employed while I see so many people losing their jobs and losing their income due to, the circumstances that we're dealing with right now, economically. And so, I'm just trying to keep myself grounded as well. I also just believe that it's important to find ways to get out there and be part of your community one way or another, especially in this day and age when people are becoming ever increasingly isolated. Going to live music is such an experience when you're at a concert or a show where everybody is feeling the music and vibing, and I don't know, you just all feel that sense of togetherness. I love that feeling so much. I don't know, it's probably the only time that I don't mind being like compressed in a huge crowd of people is when I'm seeing an artist that I really, really like. But yeah, if you have made it this far into the video, I would love to hear from you guys about the shows that you've been to so far this year, and any upcoming ones that you are planning to see or might want to see. Yeah, let me know. I would love to talk about it in the comments. I'm really happy with the way that this piece came out. It was a little time consuming. This time lapse was about 6 hours of work that I condensed down into like 15 minutes for you guys. So yeah, my hand was definitely hurting a little bit by the end of this. Of course, I didn't do this all in one sitting. I worked on this throughout the week, but yeah, it was worth it. It definitely came out the way I wanted it to. It's pretty much how I envisioned it looking in my head, and I really can't wait to get it printed. I think it's gonna look absolutely amazing once I put it in a frame. So thank you guys so very much for hanging out today, and if you would not mind giving my Instagram page and my Blue Sky page a follow, that would be very much appreciated. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!